Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Kinney, and today I will be presenting my GHP Final Project presentation. So for my overview for my project, my goal was to make an Instagram account at BeSustainable2023 where I will be looking into fast fashion in depth, and I wanted to be able to show my findings to the Stockton community. And one of my biggest accomplishments in creating an Instagram account was gaining a large following from Stockton University students and also clubs. And I saw that a lot of people were very interested in learning more about this issue and how to be more sustainable in their daily lives. This is the final product for my project. So this was an Instagram page that I created at BeSustainable2023, and each week I really looked in depth into different concepts. Like for example, one week I looked into fast fashion, another week was the environmental impacts, then a couple weeks I looked into all different types of companies that are involved in fast fashion. Then another week, I looked into organizations that are initiating change. And then another week, I looked into ways that us consumers can initiate change in our own daily lives. And then lastly, I made an Instagram video where I highlighted how becoming more sustainable helped the environment. For my research assignment, my objective and goal was to be able to reach Stockton University community with my Instagram account. And before I went in depth into my research, I thought it'd be very important to try and get my social media account out there in the Stockton community. So what I did was I created a flyer. If you look in goal number 2, that was the flyer I initially started with. I posted that all throughout social media, and I even put the flyer all throughout Stockton, all over campus. And that was a great way for Stockton University students, faculty to know how to get to my Instagram account. I create a QR code so people can just scan it and it'll bring them right directly to my Instagram. Now, if you look at goals number 1 and 3 for my other course, Visual Social Marketing, we had to create a social media campaign, and I wanted to campaign my research project to my other professor and my other students in the class. So what I did was I created, so for goal number 1, that is my poster that I created, and I wanted people to be aware of what's going on in the fashion industry and how we need to end fast fashion. So I put a little talk about that along with my Instagram. And then if you look at goal number 3, that was a flyer that I created, which gives a little more information on why I'm doing this. And by these 3 goals I definitely gained a large following from all the clubs and students and faculty from Stockton. After creating flyers that I posted all over campus, I also wanted to use those flyers and put them on my social media platforms. So I put the flyer on my research account at BeSustainable2023, and also for my other course, we had to create an Instagram account, so I made a specific campaign to put on that Instagram account. And for that same class, I also had to create a Twitter account. So on that Twitter account, I also had another Twitter campaign posted directly to bring attention to my research for this class. And for that same class, we also had to create a digital portfolio on our work, and I put the social media campaign on the website as well. So for the Instagram accounts, I posted my flyer on the left-hand side. That's my research account at BeSustainable2023. And also for my other course, if you look at the right side of your screen, that was a specific social media campaign post I made specifically for Instagram to get people to join my other Instagram account to draw attention to my research. This is the visual component I did for Twitter. So, like I stated before, I created a social media campaign where each platform has its own different type of pictures. So, this is the specific one I created for Twitter. So, like I stated in my tweet, I said for my social media campaign, I want to draw attention to my research project for my course GIS 4466, Make Fashion Sustainable. So, by doing this, I was able to reach an even bigger audience and have them more aware of the fashion industry and why we have to put an end to fast fashion and be more sustainable. And lastly, for the visual component, I also created a website. Now, this was an assignment I had to do for my visual social marketing course, and we had to create a digital portfolio. And in my website, I wanted to draw attention to my social media campaign like I was talking about for my research. So if you go look at the fourth tab, it says social media campaign. And if you click on that, it'll give you a little summary of our course and it'll show you all of the four different types of campaigns I did to draw attention to my research project. New knowledge that I learned after conducting my research for my Instagram page was the actual definition of fast fashion. I understood prior to doing this project that it was kind of just like a trend that companies like to do and mass produce, but I really love this quote that I took from Science Direct, and it says, "It's a business model based on offerings consumer frequent novelty in a form of low-priced, trend-led products." And I think that explains fast fashion perfectly. New knowledge that I have learned from doing this GHP project was seeing how the fashion industry puts such a negative effect on the environment. Prior to doing this, I knew obviously that fast fashion is not good for the environment, but I didn't really know too much information on how it is, besides that people are just throwing their waste. Looking at the picture on the left side of your screen, it's really crazy to just put the numbers into perspective. So, for example, this picture, both of these pictures are posted on my Instagram account. So, for the one on the left, it says one garbage truck of clothes are burned or landfill every second, which is crazy to think about. And also, the clothing waste is enough to fill 1.5 Empire State Buildings every day. Like, that is so much waste that we are doing every day. And there seems like there's no initiative to help end it. That's why I felt so passionate to have this as my topic so we can try and have people understand why we need to have change in the industry. Also, too, looking at the right picture of your screen, it was crazy to learn the amount of water waste that is happening in the fashion industry. 79 trillion liters of water used annually just for clothing. And 8 to 10% of the CO2 emissions is due to the fashion industry. Like, just learning all the numbers was really crazy to grasp because you don't really know how bad it is until you actually like research the topic, and I learned a lot of information because of this. New knowledge that I have learned is the way that these fast fashion brands run their companies. For Forever 21, I learned that they have 85% of their Los Angeles facilities in code violations by the United States Department of Labor. For Shein, I learned that they leave 6.3 million tons of CO2 each year in the Earth's atmosphere. For Nike, I found out that they use toxic herbicides in their growing process for cotton. And lastly, I learned that for Zara, they create 500 new designs each week. More new knowledge that I have learned after doing this research project was looking into organizations who are trying to initiate change in the fashion industry. On your left-hand side, I learned that Greenpeace is a nonprofit organization and they have a campaign called Living Toxic Free where they go on boats to industrial sites and they do peaceful protest to try and reduce industrial pollution and chemical disasters that we have seen in our society today. Also, on your right-hand side, I learned about another organization called WRAP, which stands for Waste and Resource Action Program. And the goal of this organization is to extend the clothing life cycle and reduce waste in our fashion industry. And I did not know about any of these organizations before I did my research, so this was definitely something fun to learn, to see that there are people out there who are trying to help our fashion industry. If I had to do anything differently to my research, I would definitely like to add interactive components. One way I would like to do this is by interviewing Stockton students and asking them about fast fashion, if they knew anything, and like post those videos of those interviews on my Instagram page. I would also like to do the consumer suggestions that I have posted on my account. I would like to go to a thrift store and find like an outfit, and I'd also like to maybe transform a piece of clothing in my closet and make it upcycled. Lastly, I would like to go and do another like video where I go to the fast fashion stores, um, like Forever 21, and like just looking at like the tags and seeing if whatever they're trying to say, their mission statement or their sustainability claims, if it's true or false in store. And that concludes my GHP presentation. Thank you for watching. And this is just a list of my resources, and also for my Instagram page. After each post, I also cited my sources there as well.